Hey guys, Jason here again at 410 Real Estate. Just wanted to give you a quick market update. I'm going to try and cram what I've learned in the last hour and a half into like 5 to 7 minutes. So here we go. The market in Arizona, especially the Phoenix metro area, if you haven't been paying attention, is crazy right now. Supply is low, demand is high, and prices are increasing like we haven't seen in a while. One of the main reasons is because of population growth. We have quite a few people moving here from out of the state, and they're looking for places to live. So to give you a comparison, back in the 2005 to 2008 range, when the bubble was booming and then there was the burst of the bubble, we were building more inventory in new home permits than we had new population growth. So what that causes is a massive amount, a glut of supply, and that causes a problem when things correct. What we're seeing now is our growth rate in Maricopa County is in the last 10 years is about 13.5%, and we're only building about 8% in that same time frame in new housing. So what that means is we actually have less supply than what we have for demand. Because of that, we're seeing prices going up, right? Because when supply goes down and demand goes up, prices go up. See, we did use that economics or math class that we learned in high school and college, right? The average price and the median price are two different things. Median price means that half of the deals closed were over that amount and half were under, and the average is just that. It's an average of all the numbers. So year over year, our average price is up 22% year over year. Our median price is up 16.5%. But what we try and look at from it's kind of more conservative view is the average price per square foot. And that's up 17.5%. So crazy growth over the last 12 months. And I don't think we're going to see it slow down much, if anything, going forward. There's also something that I wanted to touch on called the market index. What the market index measures is whether or not it's a strong buyer or seller market. So if you think of 100 as your balanced market, right? Anything over 100 starts leaning toward the seller. Anything under 100 leans toward the buyer. Anything over 110, you're considered to have a strong seller's market. And anything under 90, you're said to have a strong buyer's market. So the number right now for market index is 348.5. So that is way past the 110 marker and shows just how strong of a seller market it is right now. But we are still seeing prices rise over inflation because of that, and we plan on seeing that for quite a while. Another interesting thing, of all the contracts that we have closing on homes in Arizona, we're only seeing about 10 to 11% of those contracts having any kind of seller concession. So what does that mean for you as a buyer? The likelihood of having your offer accepted, if you're asking for concessions, just in reality is less. It's lower, because we're only seeing 10% of all contracts that have any kind of seller concession in this market, just because of how strong the seller market is. So the interesting part is that even if we correct the market index, as the market index works down back toward that balance of 100, prices are still increasing, because you're still in that seller market phase. So prices still increase, they just increase slower. So even if we turn back down toward a balanced market again, we're going to have a period of time, at least for the next couple of years, of increasing values. They just might increase at a slower rate. Our supply currently, we have less than 8,000 active listings in Arizona, in the Arizona MLS system. So basically Maricopa County and some parts of Pinal, maybe a little bit of Yavapai as well. So the numbers, what we're seeing, I guess, in a nutshell, is that the numbers don't support the fact that we are in a bubble that is facing some sort of an imminent crash. There's a lot of people you'll see on social media and on YouTube that are forecasting this massive crash. And again, I can't guarantee anything. All we're doing is looking at numbers here. But the numbers in 2005 to 2008 were completely different than the numbers are now. So we don't see any signs of an imminent crash. The second side of the market is the rental market, and that's another reason that it's making the sale market stronger, because the average rent in Maricopa County, Pinal County area right now is $1,900 a month. So what does that mean? That means in most cases, up to like a $350,000-ish home, it's still less by a little bit for you to buy your home on a monthly basis than it would be for you to rent a home. So there's still a favor on the purchase side. Supply. So there's 11% more listings in quarter 3 of 2020 than quarter 3 of last year. That means as agents, we listed 11% more homes during this past quarter than we did last year at the same time. But we still have a 39% lower supply now than we had last year. So even though we're listing more homes, the demand is so high that we're still at 39% lower supply. Demand, there's 31% more homes under contract in September of 2020 than there were in September 2019. There's 26% more homes under contract than normal seasonally, so the month of September that you'd be looking at. Some of the reasons why behind that, the school didn't start in August in a lot of places like normal. So people, instead of the market slowing down in August, September, people are still out purchasing homes and potentially purchasing homes to accommodate a work from home or a school from home type of mentality. Also, there's a lot of policy changes happening in other states, California, New York, some of the others that some of the residents, there's some controversy about. So we are seeing a potential influx of people from those states relocating here. In addition, you could think about things like the fires in California and the Pacific Northwest. While tragic there, they may actually lead to people moving to Arizona as another alternative. So basically, Arizona is just in a path of a stampede of people out of California and the Pacific Northwest potentially. So if we close, depending on how we close the month of September with regard to closed contracts, we may actually have the highest number of sales ever. And our prices are getting higher as well, which is uncommon. So if you look at active homes on the market versus homes under contract, there are in Chandler, for instance, there are 5 times more homes under contract than what are actively available on the MLS. In Gilbert, that's 3 to 4 times more homes under contract than are on the market. So that's basically, it's known as a frenzy, right? It's a frenzy in those areas. And pretty much all of Maricopa County and some parts of Pinal County are in frenzy mode. So homes are just moving like crazy. The median days on market right now is 8. 8 days on the market right now is the median. Now, granted, that means half over and half under, right? But that also accounts for anytime you're accepting backup offers as a seller, we put it into the MLS under a different category. It's called contingency or contingent bring back up, something like that. When we do that, the days on market continue to count, as opposed to putting it in as pending. Pending stops the days on market at that point. So some of these average days on market still being around 35, 40-ish days on the market is because of the fact that, yeah, we're under contract within 5, but until it closes, it still counts those days on market because it's in a contingent state. So one last thing, there's an election coming up in November, if you haven't been paying attention. And a lot of people are like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the home. The election might affect the market. I don't know if I want to buy, sell, or stay pat because I'm worried about the election. Historically, the election itself does not affect the housing market. That to be said, policy decisions, both locally and statewide and nationally, can affect the housing market. So is something going to happen in November because candidate A gets elected, candidate B gets elected? Probably not. But the housing market, depending on the policies put forward by either candidate, if elected, could potentially down the road do that. But all that to say, for the next 6 to 12 months, we're not seeing anything more than values going up, continuing to go up. Maybe not at the rate that we see them now, because we might start to move back down toward that balanced market, but up nonetheless. So all that to say, and I did 9 minutes, I apologize. I said 6 or 7. That's a lot of information to get through in that time. But if you are looking or even considering selling your home, if you bought your house 3 to 5 years ago and you don't even know what it's worth, you may have equity that you're not even aware of. I would love to provide you with that information. If you are looking to purchase a home and you're thinking, I might wait another 6 months to see if the market corrects, just know that that's not in what the forecasts show. So that doesn't mean I'm pushing you to buy. That just means waiting for 6 months may not be the trick. You may have to wait longer than that if you're expecting a price downturn. Otherwise, you might just see them even go up. So that's my market recap. Future market recaps won't be so long because it'll be more of like a weekly or a monthly type of thing, as opposed to giving you all this history. But that's where we're at, and I'm super excited to be in real estate right now. It's a fun time to work with clients and help them find homes to buy or sell, and to see their goals in life being accomplished through real estate. So thanks for your time, guys. We'll see you next time.